Hey, good evening, man. I need to shave my head. But good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Once again, this your boy, Rob Thomas Jr. from the Real News Behind the News. Oh yeah, today is still the same. July 19th, 2019. And as y'all know, we've been doing a couple of videos all day. We did two videos, part 1 and part 2, about the dope game and trying to explain to our people how the drug trade is really a game designed to keep us impoverished and in prison. Then we did another video asking the question, are y'all cool with these hairy-lipped men who say that they want to be a women who are actually competing now, allowed to compete against women in all these other sports? But now we want to talk about something again, go back and get serious for a second. Hold on, y'all, give me a minute, because I'm finna smoke some turkey, turkey necks and turkey wings. But we want to get serious again. Now let me explain something to y'all briefly. The United States right now is basically conducting economic warfare against countries like Venezuela and Iran. They're telling us, telling the Iranians, you can't sell your oil. Let me give y'all a real game. Those oil tankers that the United States say the Iranians are illegally stopping, that's bull crap. Those oil tankers are literally trying to smuggle Iranian oil out of Iran into other countries, just like they doing in Syria. They're stealing them folks oil, man, and then taking it and selling it on the black market. But you mean to tell me that we can park warships off the country of Yemen, off the coast of the country of Yemen, and literally starve to death 10 million people? We can put economic sanctions on countries like Venezuela, Syria, and Yemen, and keep those people from conducting day-to-day business, which will allow them to generate revenue to support their own citizens. But we can tell the rest of the world, if you do business with Iran, we can't do no business with you. We gonna punish you, as a matter of fact. That's what sanctions is. But again, going back to the blockades, you mean to tell me that we can park warships off the coast of Venezuela or Iran and stop them from transporting and exporting their oil? All the while, we cannot stop dope from coming into our own country. That lets you know your politicians are complicit in corruption. Because if we can stop dope, food, medicine, all that from going to countries that we are at war with, why can't we stop drugs from coming into our country? Our country. You know why? Because your politicians in most times are complicit, especially your CIA, your FBI, and all them alphabet boys. This is how they fund these illegal wars, because Congress might not give them all the money they want to go over there and take somebody else's shit. So guess what the CIA do? The CIA go down there in South America and buy a whole bunch of cocaine, or they go to Afghanistan and get all that heroin, put it on the streets in our community, let us sell it, while at the same time we go to jail when we get caught selling it. They get all the money from it, and then they take that same money and use it to blackmail people or go to other countries and fund uprisings. So again, I want y'all to ask this question. Why is it, shalom, my brother, how's it going? Peace be unto you, my brother Moses. But the whole thing about it, man, is we can literally starve to death the country of Yemen and cause 10 million people to face the worst humanitarian crisis in modern history. Literally, we have economic blockades, we have blockades and economic sanctions on a country of Yemen using Saudi Arabia to the point such that you got 10 million people starving to death. Ain't no telling how many millions and tens of hundreds of thousands of people that had already died because we using Saudi Arabia to impose a blockade so that them people can't get water, food, medicine, day-to-day shit that will keep them functioning as a civilized society. We're able to go against Venezuela and Iran and tell them folks that you can't sell your oil, and anybody that buys their oil will be dealt with economically. But we can't stop dope from coming into our streets? Man, it's crazy. Just a little something for y'all to think about, man. So especially a lot of these, again, and don't take this in a racist manner, but a lot of white Republicans refuse to see the reality. They think that America is so great that we cannot. Hey, thanks, Brother Anthony. It's true, our government is corrupted, man. And then the people. You got to realize our government is comprised of people in America. So that means our country it predominantly is fucked up in their thinking that we are so great that we have the moral authority to tell other people that you can't sell your oil because you won't do what we tell you to do. Or if you don't let this dope come into your country, we gonna just come in, and bomb the shit out you. Or if you don't give us the dope that's in your country, like in the case of Afghanistan, we mentioned that earlier. Man, them folks are not at war in Afghanistan talking about terrorism. Let me ask y'all a question again. I always ask this question. If 17 of the 19 hijackers from 9/11 was from Saudi Arabia, why the hell did they go over there and bomb Iraq and Afghanistan? It had nothing to do with terrorism, man. In Iraq, they wanted to take the Iraqi oil, and in Afghanistan, they wanted that opium, and they wanted a pipeline and to keep the Russians from getting a pipeline going through Afghanistan. United States government is the most corrupt entity in the history of mankind. Look at all the death and destruction that has taken place under the American flag. Black folk, let me show y'all something. The Confederate flag is just a figurehead, but it's under the American flag that slavery was allowed to exist. It is under the American flag that more people have been killed and slaughtered than any other flag in history, next to the Israeli flag. But we champion them, the Israelis. We champion our flag here as if America can't do no wrong, when America literally is the biggest warmongering group of people in history. So again, we asking the question, how the hell is it that a country that got so much power that they can starve to death any other country that they wanted to in America simply by not letting them get food on their borders? How why is it that we can't stop dope from coming into our country? They don't want to stop it. They need it to continue because they need that dope to come so that again your government agency, CIA, and all the rest of them alphabet boys can continue illegal wars and illegal spy. They also got controlled and corrupted by the pharmaceutical industry, who's taking all that heroin and opium from motherfucking Afghanistan, putting it on the streets to the point right now the opioid crisis is so out of control that you got people literally overdosing by the tens of thousands. Why they can't stop that, but you can stop them people over there in Yemen from getting a bowl of rice? Man, it's crazy. Hey, y'all be blessed.